Crazy days for Bitcoin. I mean, a week ago in our last video, we predicted that there is a good chance that crazy things regarding to the price could happen, and it happened. Quite crazy. So, but it was not only the Bitcoin, it was also gold, which went crazy. It's a big shift in the market in the moment. Has a lot to do that there's a lot of fantasy about reduction on the interest rate side in the upcoming year. Many things come together. Bitcoin anyway was last night over $42,000, and by the way, gold was over $2,100 on a historical high. So, before we check the Bitcoin and the future of Bitcoin, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumb up if you like this. And I would say we start to check out the overall market. So S&P 500, there is a transition taking place. The big tech companies which went very well this year, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Tesla, Google, Meta, Nvidia, you name them. Most of them made 40, 45, up to 50% increase in the stock price. So there's a sort of profit-taking place in the moment. Checking the yields, 4.6 on the 2 years and 4.2 on the 10 years. Well, bonds were totally sold off. This is why the yields went up. And we saw a strong recovery in the last couple of days. And on the other hand side, the 2 years are still too high. This has to do with the debt situation of the United States. I mean, they have, like every couple of days, they have to emit treasuries and on the short run because they need money. And this is why the short term is too high. It's not good, but that's what it is. Let's check gold, US dollar, and very interesting what's going to take place here. Dollar down, gold up. So this is always what's taking place with the two assets. But what is really amazing is that gold with $2,135 made an all-time high. So, and here we come to a Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not on the all-time high, but is performing very well. 8 weeks in a row. I opened this here on a weekly basis. Every candle is a week. And 8 weeks in a row, we closed cream, and it's only going up. Really, really very strong. And we're sitting now on 41,760. Market capitalization, certainly a result of it. Bitcoin back in the top 10 on 10 just after Meta with $815 billion. Really strong. Well, halving clock, 133 days. It's going to take place April 17. Very, very important because the reward will be cut by 50% for the miners, which happens only every 4 years. And usually this is the real start for a new bull run. Okie doke. So, and here we come to the news. Bitcoin market cap overtakes Berkshire Hathaway. So, well, first of all, Charlie Munger just died. I think he became 99 years of age or something like this. And he started together with Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investment companies. And he hated the Bitcoin. The two of them hated it. They said, no, it will disappear, it will go down to zero, and so on and on. And now what happened, the opposite. Bitcoin exceeds the market capitalization on 10 because Berkshire Hathaway is on 11. And that shows how strong evolution from Bitcoin is. And it also shows that a lot of people have to rethink about the whole thing. They have their opinion for a couple of years. And maybe a lot of them have to adjust it because the institutional investment companies, they are just about to come in and to check what's going on. And also this is all about this fantasy of BlackRock coming up with an ETF and all that type of thing. So Bitcoin reached the traditional financial market, I'm pretty sure. And if we see in January the approval for the ETF, we will have a look just now. It certainly will happen. And here we come to our information. I just said it. In the moment, it looks like January 10, the decision will come. According to Bloomberg, it's 90% likelihood that all the applications will be approved, which is meanwhile 15, by the way. And this could be a really big step forward. Also bear in mind that shortly after, the halving takes place. So if these two things come together, crazy things can happen to the Bitcoin. Fear and greed. Crypto, 75 hours, just Bitcoin 84. So we are really in the greed zone. People go crazy. This is fear of missing out. Now we're really running after. A lot of people were waiting and thought, no, it's going down, it's going down. No, it didn't went down. It all went up. This is what it is. Quick check on the Bitcoin Gold. They both performed in the last couple of days extremely well. Gold crazy and Bitcoin crazy. And when you look on a historical base, these are the two real stores of value, digital and physical. And you can see there is a sort of correlance between them at some time, sometimes not, but sometimes there is a correlation. But what is interesting is the situation now that Bitcoin goes up and gold at the same time goes up as well. Another thing is the correlation Nasdaq and the Bitcoin, a very strong correlation based on history, as you can see here with the two colored lines. And in the moment, it looks like that Bitcoin is moving towards the Nasdaq, and Nasdaq is consolidating more or less on his level it has now. The heat map, more or less green. Market dominance, Bitcoin up to 54%, really strong. It's when you look at the graph, consistently the dominance is going up. Open interest also went crazy in the last couple of days. More than $20 billion open interest on place number one, Chicago Mercantile Exchange, followed by Binance and Bybit and so on. And you can see this on the liquidation front, huh? Obviously, yesterday, a lot of people lost a lot of money. Put it like this way. I still don't understand this, by the way. But there are a lot of people still betting on falling prices. And when something happens like yesterday, or the day before, or in the last couple of weeks, they get squeezed out. Stupid, but they still do it. Well, loaded addresses. And here with loaded addresses, what we see is a constant increase, over 51 million addresses. Balance on exchanges. We have a sort of bottom here, 2.3 million only on exchanges, by far not enough when all the approvals for the ETFs come, because there are just not enough Bitcoin available. So this is a very bullish sign. Hash rate is going up, it's going crazy. Everybody in the world is doing mining, and for this reason the price is going up. Electricity is the name of the game, because you need more electricity and the hash rate goes up. In the moment, over $19,000 production cost for one Bitcoin, mainly electricity. I think 2 months ago we were on 17. So but we are still very profitable, huh? Because we're talking about 40,000, so more than 100% profit. Google Trends, we are consolidating on a high level. There's a strong interest in Bitcoin when it comes to search behavior. Volume. We are not getting out of this red zone. This is not good. We have to get out. So we have still not enough volume. We need to, as you can see in history, we have to come into the yellow box and then from then up into the green box. We need much more volume. Well, trend following indicators, momentum indicators, however you want to talk about them. Middle one is very important. It's the MACD. And as you can see, I mean, we had a crossover to the upside, which started the last bull run. We had a crossover to the downside, started consolidation, and now obviously we have a crossover to the upside. New bull run started. This is something for sure we can say. There's no chance. A lot of people talk about, yeah, now we are falling back to, I don't know, 15, 10,000. I don't know. No, this will not take place. According to the historical data, this looks quite strong. Another thing is the RSI underneath. We are not really overboard, 61%. On the short run, it looks a little bit different. This is on a daily base. And we are really overbought. I mean, 74%. So correction could come here. You can see, you know, we're really, there's only one way up. But our short-term indicator says, well, no, we will consolidate on this 42,000. We'll stay there for a while. And now we come to our forecast models. The first model is more or less obsolete because of successful forecasting. Now this model, which was a conservative model, said, well, $41,000 with a halving. Yeah, well, we have it now. But the second model, this is why we created two models, because 1.5 years ago we saw the possibility that there are two scenarios, and this is why we had two mathematical ways to look at it. And it looks now that the second model is more right, and this says 44,000 with a halving. Another model is the Wyckoff model, and well, we are in phase E, and according to this model, accumulation is finished. We could move to $62,000. So looking at these numbers, 40, 44, 62, I would say it's very likely that in April, May 24, around the halving, has also to do with approvals of ETFs. Most likely we see something like 50, 52, 55. In any case, more. 8 weeks ago, our prediction was 42,000, so probably 10,000 more. Fibonacci retracements, well, we reached the top. We went through all the zones, jumped out of a golden box with 61.8 and straight up. Really, really strong. 50,200, yeah, golden cross to the upside. Strong tendency. And finally, the ribbons. This is only for short-term traders. If you're a long-term investor, you don't have to care about this because obviously you hodl. But for trading, there could be a consolidation. It's possibly better to wait a little bit. So Bitcoin is doing very, very well, very strong. It will be interesting to see what's going to happen this week. Not real important data will come in. What is very important, there's a lot of fantasy that in the upcoming year, the Federal Reserve will reduce interest rates. This is what pushes gold. This is what pushes Bitcoin as well. And the overall stock market, by the way, also. So it's all not looking so bad. We are back on Tuesday. Have a great week. Would be great if you switch on again. Thanks and bye-bye.